What's up, Controlites? Welcome to another El Control video. We had to retape this because apparently my sound didn't work. So watch the Summer of Gaming, or Summerfest, or whatever it's called. See, hey, maybe see if we got some cool stuff. Wrote down everything they covered. Probably should just wrote down the stuff I liked. It was an okay show. I don't think it was excellent. Maybe low B. So let's see what interested something we might see on the El Control Twitch channel. So it's opened up with a Lego Horizon game, which for some reason I guess they didn't show this off at State of Play, but didn't think Horizon is at Lego level yet. Then we had a horror game called No Room in Hell 2. Now this one sounds interesting. It's 8-player co-op with permadeath. So it's like Left 4 Dead, only bigger, and you die for really good. That sounds cool. I mean, the only problem I have is I don't really have players to play with. So that's the only real drawback on that is having teammates, solo queuing is never fun. That's where I haven't done Killer Clowns from Outer Space because I'd have to play it solo, and that doesn't sound very fun. Then they showed off a Harry Potter game with the broomstick game that they play, something with a Q. If you're a Harry Potter fan, I'm sure that's a big deal for you. They were really big on pumping up the fact that there's been a lot of layoffs this year, but put a lot of love on the indie developers. They showed like the top games of the year so far, and only 2 of them I think were like mainstream titles and a lot of indie games. Of course, some of them those games I've played, Power World, Manor Lords were both on the list. So that was awesome. So they debuted something called Cuff Bust. It's a jailbreak game where you play online with lots of people, and you're these cute bear things, and that didn't really appeal to me there. A teeny bit for Star Wars Outlaws, saying that Ubisoft's show on Monday is going to have a beer thing about it. Of course, we're down for that. I love Star Wars. I'll play the Star Wars game. It looks cool as hell. I actually still, believe in Star Wars and have, they might make some missteps along the way, but hey, I give them a shot. I'm not like the haters out there, sorry. If you don't like Star Wars anymore, it's cool. Just move on with your life. It's time to, just give it up. Sitting around bitching and hate watching shows and stuff like that. You don't like it anymore. Say I'm done with it and move on. But nope, hate videos getting way more views from special YouTubers. I digress. Then there was like a game called Neva. It was like a little cute artsy game. I think it had a wolf or something in it, chicken and wolf. No, really, that's artsy platformer. There's the opening teaser for Civilization 7. I've looked at some of the Civilization games in the past, and they're kind of like, the city builder kind of stuff we do, Banner Lords, Planet Zoo stuff. Maybe. That's a maybe. I might check it out. Then we had Black Myth Wukong. It's Ghost of Tsushima, Dark Souls-ish kind of game. It looked cool. The trailer looked cool, but not really typically my thing. Then we got at Asgard's Wrath, which is a VR metagame, so no cares. No care. Once Human, that was a sci-fi game that looked kind of cool, so that's a maybe. Then I've always kept, thinking about wanting to try a Warhammer game, and I've gotten close to buying a few. So I showed off Warhammer Space Marine, and maybe I might finally dip my foot in the water there. Metaphor was like a anime kind of style game. We had a lot of anime style games. So that's not really it. And I don't know if this was already known or not, but then I would have to call this kind of a major disappointment if it was not known about this. The new Batman Arkham game is a VR game. So I don't know, maybe they come out and I know they kind of everybody's get excited because they were Justice League Suicide Squad kills the Justice League was a big letdown, and they killed the Arkham Batman and all that stuff. And people were looking forward to it and got excited about a new Arkham Batman game. I don't know if it's been released before now that it's a VR game, so maybe people already know that, but I wasn't aware of that, so that's kind of a big disappointment. Then there was something that kind of threw me off there, because it was like a return of an old school fighting game, and they started with some Fatal Fury, but it turned out to be Street Fighter. I guess it's the same Street Fighter game, like a new season with new characters or something. I'm not quite sure. Tears of Metal. I think that was a mech game. I can't remember what that one was off the top of my head. The Dragon Ball Z game got a release date for the Dragon Ball Z fighting games. It looked cool for a fighting game, but not in the fighting games, and I'm in the Dragon Ball. But hey, look cool for you guys. Then there's something Delta Force Ops, which is like a squad extraction type of game, and there's a mode where you can play like Black Hawk Down. Not my thing, but yeah, kind of cool. Then we actually did get a Fatal Fury trailer. Fighting game, so not big deal. Battle Crush, I think that was kind of a mobile game. Mecha Break. I'm not sure what that was either. Then we found Blumhouse is making a bunch of video games, horror games. I was intrigued by this, but it's like really small budget indie kind of style game. So at this time, nothing really stuck out to me from what they showed. But hopefully see what they go in the future. They made an interesting surprise. A Power Rangers arcade, I don't know what they called it, but Power Rangers arcade game, I guess. Yeah, like the TMT X-Men arcade games, but only with Power Rangers. That sounded kind of cool, actually. Playing that TMT game, I wish they would release like the X-Men one at least. But playing the TMT game is always pretty cool. It was pretty fun, especially when they kind of remade a new one. Deer and Boy, another artsy game, so no one cares. Kingdom Come 2. Now this is an interesting one. Looked like it's some kind of first-person medieval game, but it's also comical. So that's a maybe. Just because I've been into some medieval stuff lately. Then we had some interesting horror game called Slitherhead. It's where you can kind of jump from body to body kind of thing, and then you can turn the people you're being into. They can like get special demon powers. I don't know whether one guy like he went in there, he had manifested a gun, and another guy manifested like swords. It was like creepy monsters fighting, and so that's we're looking into that more. Now, this is a game that everyone was excited for, but I thought it didn't look that appealing to me. Killer Bean. It's a world where beans are living things and people. People are beans, and there's a bean assassin doing all these bean assassin moves and all these. I'm sure it's a weird niche game people will like. I don't know if it's really down my speed or not. Then we get our climbing sim, because you got to have a climbing sim. The climbing sim is called Karen. They didn't think that one through very much. I guess if you're into climbing sims, good for you. It looked like it might be interesting. But no interest for me. Wonder Stop. Can't remember what that was. Oh, it was was that the... Was that like an Overwatch kind of game? Maybe. Unknown 9 was a nice little horror sci-fi game. That's a maybe. Monster Hunter Stories, a mobile game. Who cares? Eotria. Don't remember much about that one. Didn't stick out. I think that was First Descendant. Now that looks like it also might be a squad-based kind of shooter game, but it did look kind of cool. It was like spacey and stuff. So, maybe find out more about it. Then we found out the Among Us people are turning their success, and they opened up a side thing called Outer Sloth, where they're going to help push indie games get their way out there so they can also have the same success. So awesome for them to do that. Nothing they really showed that was that interesting to me. I never played Among Us either. So, although Among Us is getting an animated show with a lot of, it has some pretty decent voice talent if I remember correctly. So there's that. A new Sonic game. Showed a world building trailer for Dune. Still pretty interested in that. Hopefully I can get the brothers to come out of retirement and play that. Battle Aces. I'm not quite sure what that one was. Sounds like it's fighting or something with airplanes, but I don't think so. Finals. That was an Overwatch type game. Who cares? Another Overwatch. We've already seen a whole bunch of those out. Marvel's got one. If I'm going to get one, I might play the Marvel one. Alan Wake 2 is getting a physical copy you can buy to put on your shelf, as well as a 3 episodes DLC where you get the other characters. So, I guess I should check that game because that's a game that I was thinking about trying. So we'll check it. That's Alan Wake 2 still on my list. Then there was a New World Amazon game. Amazon Games showed off a game, which is good for them. They keep trying. They keep pushing. But it's a New World game, but I thought maybe it was a DLC expansion. But then it said it's co-op and solo play. And so I don't know if it's a totally new game from New World. Star Rail. Can't remember much about the thing. It may have been an anime-ish type game. Dark and Darker 2, I think it was. This is a game that's always had a lot of controversy because I guess there was people trying to another company was trying to sue them because they stuff like that, trying to say they were stealing game assets and crap. It is free to play. Supposedly it's PvP PvE, but man, the trailer, the text on it looked very sluggish and slow. So I don't know. Path of the Gods is that weird Capcom game. They showed off their release date. Hyperlight, there was a new Hyperlight game. I think it was like a Hyperlight 2. Party Animals is a Fall Guys reskin with cute animals. Skate supposedly has a beta coming. Then we got the Power World expansion trailer showing off the new island. It's going to be Japanese themed, bunch of new pals, a new raid boss. We're getting new level cap, new weapons, new building stuff. We'll definitely come back for that. Valorant's coming to console, so now console players can pay $500 for Blue. Good for you, Valorant. Now that there's I don't know if it was a trailer or just an ad spot bought, but something called Squad Busters. It's like a mobile game it looked like. I'll give it kudos for having the most entertaining thing at all. It had like a bunch of actors like Seth Rogen and Kim Young, I think I can't remember his name. I couldn't figure out who the other people were. But it was a very funny ad, so I'll give them that. That was probably the funniest one of the whole time. We get more on Monster Hunter Wilds. That game is very. Well, I played a Monster Hunter before, and Monster Hunters can be kind of tricky. But this one's like really weird because there's some parts where it looks absolutely beautiful. It's dark, it's grainy, it looks super realistic. Then other times it's like super vibrant, animated almost colors. It looks kind of cartoonish. It's like, what the hell? That could be a maybe. Well, there's a lot that goes into a Monster Hunter game. Then the show wraps up with something called Phantom Blade O. It's a maybe. It's kind of more. It's another one of those Ghost of Tsushima type games. Then watch Day of the Devs, and the only thing to really mention from that was there's 2 horror games. One called Karma, which was kind of like a 7 Layers of Fear with better graphics. Maybe. And something called Zoocosis, where you're a zookeeper at night at a zoo that's got animals infected and turning into monsters, and you gotta cure them and stuff. And it's very quirky, but look kind of cool. So there's my breakdown of the show. I think we have maybe 15 things that piqued interest here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, you know, count those two, about 18 things. 18 things that I am interested in playing or might have interest in playing. But we got a ton of shit. I've kind of my stuff that we got to play anyways. I get caught into one game and I just like, oh, I'm going to play this and this and this and this and this. And I'm going to try out Fallout, and Manor Lords comes out. Now I'm obsessed with Manor Lords. I do need to get around with more stuff, so we will try that. Going to review some of the other shows. We have the PC Gaming Show. I think there's 2 other shows from Saturday. Sunday, obviously, we have the Microsoft show. I think there's another one on Sunday as well. Monday, I think, is the Bethesda show. See if we pop everything. Obviously, we had nothing on that Jurassic Park game that they got showed off. Something. What did they show it off at? Who showed that off? Was that an Xbox show that they showed that off? I think it was an Xbox show, so maybe that'll show up at the Xbox show. We know our good friends at Frontier are supposed to have a couple things coming. Possibly a Planet Coaster's probably the most closest one they have coming. But we know they got something more with the Jurassic license they're going to do, so maybe a Jurassic World Evolution 3. They do that, hopefully they take all restrictions off and just go crazy, create Sabertooths and woolly mammoths, more freedom with the aquatics, hopefully. Hopefully they're learning to loosen the rings on those guys a little bit more. I don't think we're going to Planet Zoo 2 because Planet Zoo just went to console. So they're clearly not done, milking that yet. But so maybe we get something from Frontier. Maybe we get some more dino games. Obviously, horror games is on our way. So keep an eye out for that down the road there. And like I said, I'd say this might have been better than the PlayStation show because I didn't remember there being much at all that I was interested in there. But we'll see how keep an eye on some of these things. I'll put some on my Steam wish list and keep watching them and see how they grow. Till next time. Kitchoro out.